Hi guys, good morning. Yeah, up here. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna entertaining both viewers from both platforms, and I put as a title for today. It's a Wednesday. Yeah, it's June 26th. It's the 26th day of June, the 6th month of the year. We are almost done with the half, diba? Half of our entire 2024. What's up with you guys? Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, guys. I cannot entertain multi-live because I'm using two platforms. I just want you to listen to me. I have some message to tell you. Yes. Nag-English na naman ang person for today's video. Okay. Just a quick recap of yesterday's small talk that we had. Kasi I was talking about pagbebenta na lahat tayo tindera. Those who joined me sa TikTok know na ang diniscuss ko kahapon is about pagbebenta na lahat tayo tindera. Simula pagkabata natin, think about this. Imagine this. Simula pagkabata natin, na-train tayo ng mga parents natin to trade. 'Di ba? Ang tawag dyan, trading. When you trade, it doesn't necessarily mean you trade a material thing or an object in exchange of money. It can also be trading like what the old people used to do, na bagay sa bagay, material sa material. So kunwari ang meron ang mga Chinese na dumayo sa Pilipinas noong unang panahon, meron silang mga plato, plates. Yan, 'di ba? Mga ceramic plates, porcelain plates, I don't know, basta mga ganon, kitchen utensils. Then they trade it with us, mga sinaunang mga Pilipino, with whatever siguro mga products that we had, like barter system ang tawag doon. So goods to goods, 'di ba? And then nag-evolve na siya into not only goods but also services. Then in exchange of money na. Now, how important is money in our life? It's the basic tool we use to buy goods and to avail of services that we need in life, diba? So just a disclaimer, I am discussing about a bit basics lang, 101, financial literacy 101, the importance of money, how do we value money. And if this is not your thing to listen to, please swipe up. Yeah, thank you so much. Just swipe up. Feel free to swipe up, guys, if you don't feel like you want to listen to this kind of things. Especially medyo madiin po akong magsalita kasi real talk to, based on my experience, my personal experience, and I'm sharing it with you based also on what I have learned, because with my 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 years now. Oo nga pala, no? Quick math. I started my financial awareness in 2017. Yes, it's late. It's very late. In 2017, when I was an OFW, overseas Filipino worker in Dubai, UAE, and I worked there as a teacher for 10 years. And with those 10 years, just imagine 1 year, the remaining year of my career in the UAE. That's the only time I realized how important financial literacy is. It's sad to accept, but yes, we have to accept where we are, diba? So that we can move on and we can start ahead with our goals and dreams. You cannot fully understand saan ang direction mo, towards what direction do you want to take in life, kung hindi ka ready tanggapin kung ano ka ngayon, kung sino ka ngayon, anong meron ka at anong wala ka. Yun. So, dapat alam mo kung saan ka nanggagaling, alam mo kung saan ka nagsisimula, para alam mo ano ang step 1, step 2 mo. You cannot jump immediately to step 10 of your career, of your goals, of your plans, whatever vision you see yourself in the future, kung wala kang step 1, na i-acknowledge mo muna, i-accept mo muna kung ano ka ngayon. So, as a disclaimer, kung hindi nyo po thing ang pakikinig sa mga financial literacy at sa ngayon ay in denial pa po kayo sa financial status nyo or status niyo sa buhay, so be it. Please swipe up. It's okay. Hindi ko masyadong ma-entertain yung mga ganong, alam mo yon, yung unable to accept Because even in my work, sa workplace ko, I share my knowledge and personal experiences of how I struggled financially when I was abroad. Kasi dala-dala ko yung family ko. And people fail to realize and to understand because they see me now as somehow successful na siya. Mapera na siya. Because I'm into real estate right now. And it started in 2017 nga. Doon lang talaga kami nagising ng aking husband nung nasa abroad kami because we were living the life. If you've been to the UAE, if you've been an OFW, you know the feeling. Makaka-relate kayo sa sinasabi ko na pag nasa abroad ka, feeling mo hindi ka na uuwi. Feeling mo life there is so good, especially kung maganda ang trabaho mo. Depende siguro yon kung gaano kaayos yung lagay mo doon, gaano kaganda yung trabaho mo doon, at kung paano ka nasisiyahan, nasasatisfy at nakukontento sa sahod mo, 'di ba? Come to think about it, we all need money, 'di ba? We all need money. We cannot survive with love alone. Easy to say na there are a lot of things in the world that money cannot buy. Money cannot buy happiness. Money cannot buy love. Money cannot buy your family. Yeah, right. Yeah, tell me. Sabihin mo sa akin, yung bagong kasal, when I was newly married, there was, of course, love. There is still love until now. Syempre, mas lumalim pa nga because we have struggled together, ups and downs. And, alam mo yung feeling mo talaga nung una, kayo, na mga couples dyan, magjowa, magboyfriend, masarap yung feeling na mahal mo siya, mahal ka niya. 'Di ba? Aminin natin yon. Pag nagmamahalan kayo, masarap ang feeling na nagmamahalan at nagmamahal sa'yo, someone who makes you feel so important, someone who appreciates your efforts, and then who would give you things, and how she or he makes you feel loved. Unfortunately, practicality and honestly speaking, with love alone, without money, I don't know if your love story can go through. Magpo-proceed siya for a long term. Right? Kasi lalabas lang kayo, hindi naman pwedeng, be, labas tayo. O, di ba? Tapos, o sige, be, ano lang tayo ha, window shopping lang tayo. Ganon. Magkasama kayo. Yeah. Pero, window shopping lang kayo. Tapos dadaan kayo sa kainan, gutom kayo, lunchtime na, sasabihin mo, be, mahal kita, pero wala tayong pangkain, ha? Be, ganda ng movie, palabas, Inside Out pa to? Part 2, ganon. Kaso ba tayo makapanood kasi wala tayong pera. So, money cannot give you happiness, but it can buy the things that can make you happy. I don't know if it sounds something's wrong with the way it sounds, pero that's the truth. And reality hurts. Diba? Kung wala kang pera, inuulit-ulit ko yan. Sabi nga ni Osang, doon sa isang FB shorts na napanood ko, dumaan lang sa feeds ko. Kung wala kang pera, shit ka. Sorry to say. Tae ka. Sorry ha, pag may kumakain, sorry po sa mga kumakain. Pasensya na po, pasensya. Yan. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, disclaimer, madiin po ako magsalita. I'm not saying this kasi nagmamarunong ako. I am not saying this because sobrang yaman ko na. But I am saying this kasi sa point of reference ko, yung sarili ko, nanggaling tayo sa hirap. And I am not saying mayaman na ako ngayon, but mas better na yung buhay ko ngayon because natuto ako at nauntog ako at tinanggap ko. At dahil doon, nagmo-move on ako. We are thriving. Yeah, our family is surviving. Our family is okay. We are better than before. Actually, mas maganda pa buhay namin ngayon dito sa Pilipinas kaysa nung nasa abroad kami. That's the reality. Yeah. And now, shall we sa mga nagjo-join? Yun. Hindi ko na mabati lahat. Hi, Norlita. I'm fine. How's your day? Hello, Wraith. Outbik. Yeah. Urbik. Yeah. Hello, guys. Shall we? And sa other side, magtingin din tayo ng nagjo-join. There is Erling, Jebel. Hello, guys. Shall we, everyone? Good day. Disclaimer, this is financial literacy. I want to add value to what I am sharing with you. Kasi ayoko yung daldal lang tayo ng daldalan. Like, nagla-live ako. Yung mga followers ko sa TikTok, alam nila yan. Kasi nung nasa work ako, I used to be so active sa TikTok na every single day when I go to work, like I go early. Actually, may award nga tayo sa early bird, diba? Kahit hindi tayo ibon. Na-awardan tayong early bird because kunwari ang klase ko is 7 a.m. I go to school at 6 kasi nga I also have kids to care about sa morning. I take care of their needs before I go to work. And sabay-sabay kasi kami na babiyahe kasi babiyahe pa kami from our bahay. And you know, pagdating ko doon, instead of makichismis ka, alam mo yon yung normal scenario sa mga workplace, ayoko. Imbes na makichismis ako, haharapin ko yung cellphone ko, magla-live ako, then I talk about financial literacy. Hindi siguro ako magsasawa. I've been very passionate about sharing these things that I also learned. I'm not saying hindi po galing sa akin yung mga wisdom na to na sinasabi ko sa inyo. Galing po ito sa mga mentors namin. Because when we were there abroad, paulit-ulit kong sinasabi, doon kami natuto, doon ako natuto. And yung mga natutunan natin, hindi siguro pa pwede. Siguro perhaps God has put me in that situation where naranasan naming mag-hit ng rock bottom. Worst among all the worst experiences that I've had, especially sa finances, na alam mo yung you feel like giving up. Yung nasa abroad ka nga pero yung kinikita mo kulang, as in negative. And when we met our mentors, perhaps God was telling me this is the right time. This is the right time. Nahinog ka na, na-season ka na. Siguro I must have learned my lesson the hard way, not the in a good way, kasi dalawa lang naman yun, di ba? The easy way or the hard way. And I've learned my lesson the hardest way, I would say. Kasi ang hirap maging OFW. Yung nasa abroad ka na wala kang ibang aasahan, not even your friends. Yes, you can borrow from friends, but you cannot always borrow from them every time because they also have responsibilities. They also have bills to pay, and you are not the reason kung bakit sila nag-abroad. Please try to understand other people who are working hard and who are trying to make money, and meron sila. You cannot rely on them every time, and you cannot tell them na ang damot-damot naman yan, hindi marunong magpahiram. Diba? Kasi ikaw ang nanghihiram, tapos ikaw pa yung galit, be. Diba? Tapos pagka nakahiram ka, ang saya-saya mo kasi nakahiram ka. Tapos siya yung good friend kasi pinahiraman ka niya. Tapos pag singilan na, be, ang hirap mong hagilapin. Diba? Tapos ayaw mong magbayad ang kunat-kunat mo. Diba? Tapos ikaw pa yung galit pag sinisingil ka. Day, hindi mo pera yan, inutang mo yan, day. Diba? Nakakaloka. So doon ako, nakaka-relate kayo doon sa senaryo na yun na nung hihiram siya, anghel yan, be, anghel. Diba? Kagigil. Ang bait-bait, be. Tapos nangako yan sa'yo, be, nangako. Parang yung jowa mo. Nangangako yan, be. Tapos nung singilan na, be, wala na. Diba? Taguan na kayo, hide and seek ng game plan. So, mga ganong tipo. Diba? So, sorry ang aga-aga pala. Hanash agad. Sorry naman. Hindi pa ako galit. Nagpapaliwanag lang. Ayan. So anyway, sabi ko nga, natuto ako doon. So because of our mentors, na it was the right time for us to learn from our lessons. Sabi na, lessons learned. Diba? Kasi mahirap yung sinabihan ka na nga, nauntog ka na nga, na-realize mo na, sabi mo, okay, step 1, I admit. Gawa ka ng vision board mo, be. Meron siya yung parang hagdan-hagdan, be. Yan. Tapos, be, doon sa step 1 mo, mag-drawing ka ng hagdan, try mo. Advice ko din sa inyo yan. Para ma-realize nyo din yung mga pagkakamali nyo sa buhay, magbago na kayo. So, joke lang. So, mag-draw ka ng hagdan, staircase. Sa first step, doon mo ilagay, ano ka ngayon? Sino ka ngayon? Sino ka dyan, be? Tapos, ilagay mo yung mga, kunwari, indebted ka, maraming kang utang, ilagay mo doon yung amount. So, I owe this much money to someone, or to some people, or to the bank, or whatever, kung saan man lupalop ng ng mundo mo, inutang yan. Wag lang ninakaw, beha, wag lang ninakaw. Ayan. Susulat mo doon yung mga, mga arrears mo. Then, isipin mo, paano mo siya babayaran. Please, tip number one, do not ever, ever, ever resolve to uutang ka para makabayad ng utang. Please. Yan. Wag po tayong uutang kasi gawain niya ng isang colleague ko sa trabaho. Ay, colleague ko sa trabaho. Yung colleague ko, katrabaho ko. Yan. Katrabaho. So, gawain na yan. Yung tipong, pagdating ng sahod niya, aura-aura ang person, punta sa mall, bili ng bagong shoes, bili ng bagong bag, bili ng bagong damit, ganon. Tapos ayaw daw niya kasi yung paulit-ulit ang damit na sinusuot niya, be. Yan. So, kailangan daw magmukha siyang model. Yan. So, gusto niya nagmomodelo siya ng mga bagong damit, so aura-aura siya. So, ang gusto niya, ting sa sahod siya, bibili siya ng bagong damit. So, dahil doon, nalulubog talaga siya kasi materialistic ang person. It's kind of difficult to admit, but you have to accept. Kung materialistic kang tao, ay kayong taong hindi makontento sa kung anong meron ka. And it follows, kapag materialistic ka, tumitingin ka sa iba, kinukumpara mo yung sarili mo, and it follows, inggitera ka. Diba? Kasi kung hindi ka materialistic, okay lang sana, be, kung materialistic ka, pero mayamang-mayaman ka, diba? But come to think of it, diba? Kung mayamang-mayaman ka, hindi ka siguro nandito ngayon at nakikinig sa akin at nanonood kasi busy-busy ka siguro sa buhay mo. Kasi people would not, this is not wasting time. This is also somehow, yung mga iba dyan, maraming, katulad ko, I want to educate, I want to enlighten people, diba? But then, billionaires, as in billionaires, would not be here anymore because they have a lot of concerns in their life na, alam mo yon, hindi pa natin concerned sa ngayon. So, let them think about it. Pag na tayong mag-isip nun, alam, isipin pa natin yun, di ba? Kaya natin silang, buhay na nila yon. So, anyway, tayo sa level natin. I'm saying, maraming taong materialistic, especially sa mga workplace. Yan, alam mo, yung napapansin ko lang yun, yung they are not contented, they are never happy. Every time mapapansin nila na, hala, pare-pareho yung shoes na sinusuot ko, ito at ito lang, okay, 2 pairs lang yung shoes ko. Sorry to say, pero about shoes, according to research, Filipinos, yes, mga kabayan, Filipinos are, check mo ikaw right now, Filipinos, according to research, ay meron, hindi kontento sa isang pares ng sapatos or footwear. Meron yan, ang nakalagay sa research is minimum 5 pairs of shoes. Tingnan nyo, check nyo yung mga ano nyo. Tingnan mo yung mga shurak nyo, tapos bilangin nyo yung mga sapatos nyo, 'di ba? Mga footwear nyo, 'di ba? Marami yan, sigurado. Bakit? Ganun kasi tayo, ewan ko din. Tapos may mga kasamahan ako sa work na pati bags, hindi sila kontento yung kailangan araw-araw bago bag nila, be. I mean, nagpapalit-palit. Hindi naman araw-araw bago, sobrang okay naman nun. Pero halos araw-araw, they have the time. Sorry ako wala kasi akong time na gano'n yung ililipat mo yung gamit mo from one bag to the other bag so that I don't know if it fits your uniform or your clothes or your ewan ko saan ba nila pinapair yung bag, hindi ko rin maintindihan. Saan po, paki-comment down below, saan po pinaparis yung bag, bakit kailangan pong magbago ng bag araw-araw, yeah, pakisagot, kasi tanungin ko rin yan doon sa colleague ko, kasi napapansin ko magkatabi kami, tapos halimbawa, ngayon, iba yung gamit niya. Then, tomorrow, iba ulit yung gamit niya. The next day, iba ulit. Hindi ko alam. Saan ba yung pinapari? Sa ano ba? Sa shoes? Or sa damit ba yun? Hindi ko alam. Ang gamit kasi sa akin ng bag, nalagyan ng gamit. For as long as kasya ang phone, ang polvo ko, ang suklay ko, yung wallet ko, lipstick, isang lipstick, tapos yung ballpen. Yan. Bawat guro, kailangan may ballpen sa loob ng bag. It is a must. Importante yon. Tapos, lipstick. Mahirap yung hindi ka naka-lipstick. Kasi masyadong pale ang mukha mo pagpasok mo sa classroom. Tapos, magpolvo. Sasabihan ka ng mga estudyante, kasi high school yung mga estudyante ko, no? Sasabihan ka na, ma'am, pwede namang magpolvo. Kasi makikita nilang pawis na pawis yung face lock mo. So, yun. Yun lang ang laman ng bag ko, basically. Kaya nga pagka bag raid, ba ang tawag doon? Yun. Kahit siguro ibuyang-yang ko yung bag ko, wala silang makikitang kinemerot doon. Anyway, so yun guys. So, may mga taong ganon na kailangan naka-flex palagi, and then they go to their social media and they are so pressured, social pressure. You can call that social pressure when they don't have the things they see from other people, and they don't experience the same things that others experience. For example, you see someone posting sa FB, dumaan, ay, yung kakilala ko, yung si Kumare, yung kapitbahay ko, nag-outing sila. Punta sila sa beach, o kaya punta sila sa resort. So, aura ka, sabihan mo rin yung husband mo, oy pa, kailangan tayo rin ha, mag-outing din tayo sa weekend. Diba? Para may maipost din ako. Yung tipong dumaan ang bakasyon at hindi ka nag-outing, tapos yung mga tropa mo nag-outing, o yung mga kakilala mo nag-outing. Yung parang, iisipin mo, la, sila nakapag-outing, tapos ako hindi. Diba? So, pressured ka na. Yung parang feeling mo, kailangan, it is a must na mag-outing ka na din. Sorry, pero simula nung natuto ako, dahil nga sa, I consider myself financially literate. Yes, because I am now a speaker, by the way. Nag-i-speak na tayo sa mga may mga speaking engagement na ang person. Sa team namin nung una, then na-discover tayo ng aming boss sa realty. Then, she asked me in one occasion to talk to all the sales directors and the salespersons ng realty, buong developer sa company namin. Nag-talk ako about financial literacy 101. Ayan. So, simula noon, syempre hindi naman po pwedeng. Sabi nga nila, you practice what you preach. Mahirap yung daldal tayo ng daldal, tapos tayo mismo hindi natin ma-practice yung sinasabi natin. So much so that when we teach, for example, ako as a teacher, when I teach my students not to do this and not to do that, and then I tell them, okay, do this is good, do this, be kind, be tapos ako, makikita nila, hindi pala, di ba? Especially so about financial literacy, kasi pag sinabi mong financial literacy o speaker ka, nagpo-promote ka, I'm an advocate of financial literacy among Filipinos, especially OFWs and especially teachers. Yeah. Ba't ko diniinan yung teachers? Alam naman natin ng mga teachers dahil taga London. Diba? Accept natin yan. Ma'am, sir, kung may nanonood po dito ng mga teachers, sorry po. Again, disclaimer, madiin po akong magsalita. I am not saying this because mayaman na po ako. Nasa gobyerno pa din po ako, natatrabaho pa din po ako, empleyado pa din po ako. Ang iyong abang lingkod ay isa pa din pong empleyado. Pero subalit datapwat, dahil natuto po tayo at nauntog na po tayo ng ilang beses at alam na natin ang experience kung paano ang nasa ibaba, rock bottom. Alam na natin kung paano ilaban. Laban, be! Paano ilaban ang hamon ng buhay, 'di ba? Nung pandemic, alam niyo 'yan. When pandemic hit the world stopped and it paused for some time. Hindi lang sometime, taon, taon ang inabot, diba? Bago makarecover ang buong mundo. And so many people died. And then so many people died na alam mong mayaman, mahirap, may sakit, walang sakit, normal, healthy, o it doesn't matter. Pag na-COVID ka, namatay ka. That's it. Katapusan ng buhay mo, period. Diba? So, dapat doon pa lang na-realize na ng mga tao. And alam nyo, nag-boom ang real estate industry during the pandemic. Why? Number one, bakit umusbong ang real estate industry nung pandemic? Number one reason, nakakulong ang mga tao. So, what kung nakakulong ang mga tao? Walang pagkakagastusan. Walang kain sa labas, walang shopping, walang nood sine, walang travel. Reality. Na-stuck tayo sa mga bahay natin at ang kasama lang natin, family at ang cellphone. 'Di ba? Cellphone. At dahil sa cellphone, nag-boom ang real estate industry dahil maraming taong naka-realize how important is investing. 'Di ba? Na invest nilalagay mo yung hard-earned money, hard-earned. Nabulol ang person. Imbes na dinadala mo ang hard-earned money mo sa kung saan-saang bagay na it goes to waste, might as well invest it sa tamang tao. Charis. might as well invest it sa tamang mga investment tools or platforms or investment, ano ba yan? Day may langaw. Naloka akits. Ayan. So, sa mga investment options, for example, number 1, insurance. That's a must. Alam nyo sa abroad, kahalili, side by side with your visa process when you become a worker abroad. For example, in the UAE, it is a must for the employer, for your boss, when he renews your visa, working visa, kailangan kanyang kuhanan ng insurance. Ayan. That's medical. Okay. Health insurance. Kasi nga, if anything happens to you, nagkasakit ka, whatever, syempre, it is a liability for the company, right? You become a liability of the company because you'll be absent or take leave for some time. Or worse, baka ma-out ka sa work. But nonetheless, meron kang healthcare benefits, meron kang insurance, health, and medical, para if anything happens to you, hindi mo napasanin yung pagpapagamot kasi mahal magpagamot sa abroad. 'Di ba? Check up lang mahal. So, syempre, magiging pasanin ka rin ng employer mo kapag sa kanya ka rin naman uutang, boss, pa-advance ako, cash advance ako, panggamot. Diba? So, reality is like that. So, sa UAE, part of your visa process is already your insurance policy na kinukuha ng company para sa iyo. But in the event, pwede ka magkaroon ng dependents doon. Ibig sabihin yung mga dependents mo, anak, asawa, mga direct dependents, they can also use that. So, pag sila nagkasakit, you can give them your medical card, health card, so that they can, insurance card, so they can also use it and avail of the medical benefits that you have. Ganon. Then, what else? Aside from the health insurance, kung sa Pilipinas naman, yung mga insurance would be, syempre, PhilHealth. Kailangan natin yan. Pinopromote din natin yan. Tumaas na pala yung mga yung premium ng PhilHealth sa dialysis as of yesterday. Kasi nga nakikinig tayo, nanonood tayo ng teleradyo. And sabi nga nila, tinaas nila yung rate ng binibigay nilang mga benefits for patients na nagda-dialysis. That's number 1. Yes. Ay, ano yun? Ito sana. Sorry. Mali ang natindot ng person. And that's one thing na kailangan ng isang tao. Bakit? Kasi po kapag nagkaroon tayo ng emergency, nagkasakit ang isang miyembro ng family natin o kamag-anak natin, di ba mahirap magkasakit, magastos magkasakit, mahal magkasakit. Especially may mga hospitals na, sabihin na natin tinanggal na yan kasi na isa batas na yan na bawal at hindi tanggapin ang isang pasyente, especially pag emergency case, bawal siyang hindi i-admit just because wala siyang pang-down. 'Di ba? Nakalagay na yan. But still, may mga mangilan-ngilan pa rin tayong mga nababalitaan ng mga hospitals na hindi nila ino-honor yung ganong eksena. At marami pa rin tayong nababalitaan na namamatay dahil hindi sila na bibigyan ng medical attention, especially kung emergency cases nga, nai-ignore, especially kung public or government hospitals, mahaba yung pila, you wait for your turn. Just like, my sister-in-law was telling us a story when she met an accident sa motorcycle, tapos naipit yung kanyang arm sa motor, hindi sa motor, sa gulong ng motor. Ano ba yan? Yan. So, tapos, tinakbo siya sa government hospital, and then the government hospital, yung admitting officer said, pumila ka muna number so and so. So it's like 40 plus, and she needed an urgent attention at that time. Kasi nga syempre, nabali na yung kamay, be. 'Di ba? Nakalaylay na yung kanyang kamay. Hindi siya pinapansin kasi daw may number. Kailangan daw antayin mo pa yung number mo bago kanila tawagin. And then, nung siya na ang okay, inasikaso na siya, pero hindi siya inoperahan agad. Again, nilagay siya sa ward. Again, kung nasa free ward, I don't know what you call that one, charity ward, something like that. Kung nasa ward ka na ganun, hindi ka pay ward, hindi ka doon sa private room, then still, they will not attend to you immediately. So, sabi sa kanya, mag-antay ka, kasi nasa ganyang ward ka, so, unless the hospital is giving you an option, unless you move to the private room. So, pag nasa private room ka, then the attention will be given to you. Wow. Diba? Nakakaloka, day. So, So, ganun yung sistema. Let's just be real. Kanina pa yung langaw na yan. Sa mukha ko pa talaga dumadapo. Patong langaw na to. Storbo. Ayan. So, ang nangyari, they attended to her just because lumipat siya ng private room. So, kung hindi pala siya lumipat sa private room, hindi pala siya papansinin. 'Di ba? So, hello guys. Shall we po? Shall we? Ayan. Lolita. Ano naman yung sa kabila naman? Imelda, Tresita. Ay, natumba. Sorry po. Natumba ang phone. Nawala guys ang aking TikTok. Okay. Ano ba yan? Ito kasi. Hello guys, shall we? Hello. Happy Imelda. Grabe naman Imelda Buayaday. Tintin Shop. Ayan. Hello. Shall we? Yeah, good day po. Wait lang po ha. At nalito ang person. Ayan. I hope naka-live pa din tayo. Yes. Kasi ayan. So, tuloy natin. Let's continue. Naka-live pa din. Correct. Ayan. So, ayun. At dito din, naka-live pa din. Tignan natin. Dalawang platforms kasi. So, where were we? So, yun na nga. That's health insurance or medical insurance. Number 2, insurance. Life insurance. Why do I highly recommend life insurance? Simple lang po. Sino po sa inyo ang may sasakyan? Motor, kahit motor. Di po ba kinukuhanan po natin yan ng insurance? Para pagka may aksidente at na-involve yung sasakyan nyo or yung motor nyo, may insurance na sasagot sa kanya. Kung may sira po siya, kunyari nabangga po siya, pwede nyo pong dalhin sa kasa. Tapos, aayusin po yan. Tapos, hindi po kayo paggagastusin unless labas doon sa insurance policy ninyo. Depende kasi yan, di ba? Kung ano yung mga benefits mo doon sa insurance. Ano ang covered? Ano ang coverage, hindi benefits? Ano ang coverage ng insurance mo na yun? Doon sa sasakyan mo, ang po pwedeng gawin. So, I think kung premium, yata, yung katulad sa kinukuha ni Habibi, ni husband ko, para sa sasakyan, premium insurance. Parang gano'n. Dami charge mo nga yung yung isang walkie-talkie, be?
Okay.
Doon sa likod. Nagulat ako. May nagsasalita. Please charge the battery. Yan. Tingnan mo ka anong naka-on. Which one is on? The one on top may... yun. Yun. Please charge the battery. Yeah, dali mo doon sa likod. Sa likod ba?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Ayan. See? I-off mo na muna, Bip, bago mo i-charge para hindi siya istorbo. Nagulat ako, biglang may male voice, di ba? Please charge the battery. So, ayan po. So, as I was saying,
Ma,
oh,
there is no charger here.
ano ba ang charger niyan? Akin na. Type C?
Huh? Type C? What does that mean?
Patingin ako.
Okay.
Sandali lang po. Commercial lang. Commercial break. We will post for some break, Charis.
Alright. Here.
Alis ka na. Sige na. Alis ka na. Saan ba ang ano ito? See, we use this walkie-talkie when the kids go to school so that we can easily contact them pagka uwian na and we need to pick them up. I mean, hindi ako nagsusundo sa kanila. Si husband. Ano ba yan? Baka masira ko pa to. Paano ba to? Ignorante. Hindi kasi ako nag-charge dito, si husband. Hindi ko alam. Ayun, na-open siya. Pero hindi ka sure kung dito ba siya or... I think ano to. Iba ang ano niya. Asan yung ano, yung... Bilang ko nga, kung ito ang charge dito. Oo nga, ito nga. Oo nga. Kapareho siya ng charger ng ano, phone ko. Mamaya ko na siya i-charge kasi may sina-charge pa akong isa. Meron ba yung charger doon sa room natin?
Yeah.
Mamaya na lang. Naka-off naman na. I'm using the charger. I'm charging my speaker. Ayan. Okay. So, kung yung, in short, sorry, na ano tayo, commercial. Ayan. So, kung yung sasakyan nga, kinukuhanan natin ng insurance dahil iniisip natin na kapag nasira yung sasakyan for some reason, na disgrasya or whatever, meron tayong sure na ipapalit at pangpapaayos. How much more yung taong nakasakay? How much more yung tao mismo na may-ari ng sasakyan? Why don't we get an insurance for ourselves? Ang iba kasing mindset ng Pilipino, no? Ganito kasi yan. Pag inaalok mo ng insurance yun. Brad, kuha ka ng insurance mo. Ang unang iisipin, bakit? Mamamatay na ba ako? Diba? Ang hirap i-educate ang mga Pilipino, sad to say, when it comes to investments. Yung parang may stigma tayo sa word na investment, na kapag narinig mo yung investment, parang scammer yung kausap mo kaagad. Diba? Nakakaloka. And, iisipin mo agad-agad pag insurance. Ba't ako mag-i-insurance? Di pa naman ako mamamatay. Bakit? Sure ka ba, te? Sure ka na hindi ka pa mamamatay? Diba? Nung COVID nga eh. Diba? Nung nag-pandemic nga eh. Sa tingin mo, yung mga namatay nun, sure ba sila na mamamatay na sila o hindi? Diba? Hindi mo sure. Hindi ka sure. Nobody is sure. But one thing is sure, na kapag nakakuha ka ng life insurance mo, yung maiiwan mong pamilya ay may benefits. Yun. So, anong iisipin mo? Ganon. So, kukuha ako ng insurance. Hindi para sa sarili ko, kundi para sa maiiwan ko. So, hindi ako ang makikinabang. Diba? Yes. Kasi, ang nire-recommenda po namin na kumuha ng life insurance is the breadwinner. Why am I saying that? The head of the family, or the parent, the mother, or the father, or if you can afford, both. Bakit? Bakit kailangan ng isang magulang na pamilyado o hindi, maski hindi ka pamilyado, bakit kailangan mo ng life insurance? Simple. Imagine this. A father without insurance policy has 5 kids and the wife is a housewife. So the breadwinner is the father, the one who works is the father, the one who spends for the family's needs and wants is the father. Biglang namatay. Diba? Paano mabubuhay yung 5 anak at yung asawa na walang trabaho, na housewife, kung walang insurance si daddy? Nangyari na kasi yan eh. Meron kaming kakilala, hindi naman may ko-consider na sobrang close friend, but he was an engineer. Successful engineer. In fact, kaka-open lang nila ng kanilang engineering construction firm recently. like in February, may construction firm siya na pinut up, binild niya. Then, meron silang building na doon na naitayo. Then, nagpa-blessing pa sila. Parang yung ribbon cutting pa sila and all that, no? First week of March, he was rushed to the hospital. In 5 days, he passed away. It's very sad. Reality. The wife is they are still very young. I think they are on their 30s. Yeah, 30s. Sa 30s pa lang sila. Tapos yung panganin nila is only like grade 7. Basta pa-high school pa lang. And 3 yung anak niya na iniwan. And then the youngest is like 8 years old. Yan. Nakaapag-attend kasi kami ng birthday nung youngest. Kasi kaklase siya ng anak namin. Yun. That's why we followed each other on FB kasi nagkaka-chat kami dahil dun sa birthday party noon nung anak. Tapos sometimes I watch, hindi naman watch, I see posts na nadadaan sa feeds ko. And nakita ko, so all of a sudden nung March first week na, bigla nagpo-post na yung wife ng morning grieving moments and all that. Na alam mo yon, biglang napaisip ako, kamusta kaya yung life and all this that. Tapos I came to know na nakimarites tayo ng onte, ganon. Tapos nabalitaan ko nga na hindi aware yung wife sa mga business transactions nung husband na engineer. Hindi niya alam kung, sabi niya marami daw projects yung yumaong asawa, pero hindi niya alam yung collectibles. Hindi rin siya aware dun sa mga current projects and future projects na nakapag-sign yung husband ng contract. Hindi rin siya aware kung meron siyang makukuha from the projects na ongoing. Actually, ang sabi pa daw ng isang nagpagawa sa kanila, ng nagpa-construct, is sila pa daw yung may utang. So, very sad na imbes na kumita sila dahil hindi nila alam. People could take advantage of you. You never know. People could take advantage of you because you do not know. Hindi mo alam. You never know it. But people are already taking advantage of you. That's why, educate yourself. And know the things that you should know. Learn. Never stop learning. Kasi alam mo, when you allow people, eto pa isa, may naikwento kahapon, sanga-sanga lang, no? May naikwento kahapon yung isang napadaan dito, kasi ako, pa-nails. May isang napadaan, tapos ang kwento, alam mo ma'am, yung trato sa akin, ganito, ganyan, nung una, bla bla bla, pakikisama sa mga in-laws, pakikisama sa mga ibang tao, ganon. Mahirap makisama. Kahit saan naman, mahirap makisama. Di po ba? Mahirap makisama. Kahit saan. Pero, alam mo yung trato kasi sa'yo ng ibang tao is only the way you want them to treat you and you tolerate them to treat you. Kasi if you don't tolerate it and you put a block, sasabihin mo, no, you cannot tolerate me like that. Then it should stop. It will stop. Ganon kasimple. Alam mo, magkaroon kayo ng mantra. Number 1 mantra ko is, you practice the art of Dedma. That's number 1. Why is it important? Because you cannot focus on your goals. You cannot focus on your dreams and on your visions for you and your future and for your family. 'Di ba? Hindi ka mag-grow as a person kung palagi mong ine-entertain ang lahat ng tao na nasa paligid mo. Konting post lang ng marites na kapitbahay mo, maaapektuhan ka, feeling mo ikaw ang pinatatamaan. 'Di ba? Tapos konting narinig mo lang sa workplace mo, may nagparinig na isang inggiterang frog na ano mo, nakasamahan mo, sinasalo mo agad, 'di ba? Pagka ganun, mas ipapasalo sa'yo yung lahat ng katoksikan ng ibang tao, lahat ng negative energies nila, lahat ng negative vibes nila, ipapasa nila sa'yo kasi pa-victim ka. Yan. Kapag kasi sinasalo mo lahat ng negativities na nasa paligid mo, ipapasa talaga nila sa'yo. Diba? Kasi maraming taong ganon. Yung they find people as outlets of their hanash, their toxicity, their anxieties, their pressure, their negativities. Kunyari, yung isang katrabaho mo hindi marunong magbalanse ng family life at saka ng work life, tapos walang work-life balance. Tapos pag nasa bahay siya, toxic sa bahay niya, nag-away sila ng husband niya, hindi siya effective as a mother, as a wife. Pagpunta niya sa workplace ngayon, hanash ang lola mo. Tapos magdadabog-dabog. May katrabaho akong gano'n. Ayan. Magdadabog-dabog. Tapos pagka napikon ka sa kanya, nasagot mo ng konti, kayong dalawa nang nagkainitan. Sa'yo niya na vent out yung kanyang bad emotions. Tapos ang tendency na na-absorb mo. Noong na-absorb mo yung katoksikan niya, pumunta ka sa klase mo, teacher ka for example, doon mo naman nilabas sa mga bata na walang kamuwang-muwang. Diba? Sasabihin ng mga estudyante, hala si ma'am, galit agad, wala pa nga nangyayari. Di ba pwedeng magturo ka muna bago ka magalit, di ba? Kailangan mo ba talagang magalit kung wala ka naman talagang ikakagalit sa mga bata? Nakakaloka. Kasi as a teacher, you ask my students, I seldomly get mad. Did I even get mad sa klase? I don't think there was even a time I got mad. Kasi pagka nagsisermon ako like this is sermon for me already. When I give like tidbits of advice, pieces of advice, kasi I integrate, that's the correct term, I integrate values in the things that I teach to my students. Ganito ako, nagsisermon ako, nagre-real talk ako, tapos nagpapatama ako, mga hugot lines, blah blah, gano'n. Tapos nakaka-relate sila, something that is relatable for them as students, no? And gusto ko kasi ma-mold. Sabi ko nga sa kanila, it's no longer the lessons or the topics that I teach you na gusto kong maiwan sa kokote nyo. Gusto ko ma-impart sa inyo yung values, yung mga laman ng mga sermon ko, ng mga hugot ko, para pagdating ng araw, balang araw, pag naging successful kayo bilang mga professionals, pwede kayong bumalik sa school or kung saan nyo ako makikita, and you will be very proud to tell me, ma'am, eto na ako ngayon. Isa na akong abogado, isa na akong doktor, isa na akong engineer, isa na akong architect. Natupad ko yung pangarap ko because may natutunan siyang something from me. 'Di ba? Yun. Kasi mahirap. Teachers should not only teach because of the content and the topics that they need to finish, because there is a lesson plan or a syllabus that you have to finish for a year, academic year. But please, teachers, any teacher who is watching this right now, please see to it to inculcate and integrate values, real life scenarios and situations and human experiences where our students can really learn from us. Hindi lang sana yung highfalutin words or grammar, Harvard. Diba? Ang talino mo, pero yung mga estudyante mo ngangay. Wala silang nuggets. Tapos pagka math yan, find the value of x and y. Diba? And this blah 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 over the quantity of what? I don't even know. Until now, I'm already very old. Pero until now, I cannot really find the logic. Why do we need to find the value of x and y? Yeah. Pakisagot po kung sino may math teacher dyan. Why do we need to find the value of x and y po? And all the integers sa sa trigo at sa algebra po. Pakisagot po. Ano po ang kinalaman nun sa ating araw-araw na pamumuhay? Tapos, eto pa, because of the new curriculum, na idagdag yung K-12 na yan, I still feel, as a teacher, those 2 years add-on for senior high is a waste. You know, my son is in second year college now, is a second year college student now, and sabi nga sa akin, alam mo ma, may professor ako na na hindi siya nasakop nung K-12. Doon lang siya sa hanggang grade 10. Tapos nagtuturo na siya professor namin siya. Can you imagine? Sabi niya, he's at the same age. But he is now a teacher and my son is still a student. Diba? Why? The government really thinks na yung additional 2 years would make a difference sa future ng mga products natin ng mga students? Do you really think so? I don't know. But as a teacher, and as a teacher abroad, nung nagturo ako sa abroad, kasi doon, in place, intact, in place, ang kanilang K-12, and they call it A-levels and O-levels. Sa UAE, it's called A-level. A-level pag na-reach mo na ang grade 11 and 12. At O-level kapag ka grade 10, pababa. Yan. And there is, sa atin elementary, they call it primary. Ang primary doon is KG until grade 4. Then, grade 5, 6, 7, and 8 is called middle school. Then after middle school, senior high. So, ang senior high school na nila is the grade 9 and 10. And after that, that's what we call A-levels na. Yung 11 and 12. And sa 11 and 12, sa 2 years na yon, ang gagawin lang nila is, yung pinag-aralan nila ng from grade 1 to grade 10, i-major nila, pipili sila ng major subjects nila dun sa grades 11 and 12, kung saan magte-take sila ng board exam. Yes. Yun ang purpose ng A-levels or the senior high natin sa Pilipinas. It should be for board exams so that they can already have a diploma after that, which means they already graduated. Now, if they want to study, they want to have further studies, then they can take short courses. Short courses na lang siya, like engineering course, whatever, na mga degree. Sa Pilipinas, ang tawag natin doon, degree. 4 years. Doon, hindi na siya 4 years. They can take it up to 2 years only. 'Di ba? Para siyang na-shortened na. Kasi nga, meron na ngang A-levels. Yun yung purpose nun. Sa atin, additional lang talaga siya. Dati, hanggang grade 10 plus 4 years na degree. Tapos, hindi pa sapat. Kasi sa Pilipinas, labanan pa ng masteral. 'Di ba? In order for you to apply for a good position, especially kung balak mong pumasok sa gobyerno, wala ka pang experience, pero kailangan mong magmasteral. So, after mo magmasteral, kailangan mo pang mag-doctorate, magpi-PhD ka pa, para lang ma-promote sa work mo. 'Di ba? Hay nako, all this system, I don't understand. Pero ang point ko doon, okay, natapos ka ng degree mo, natapos ka ng senior high, natapos ka ng degree mo, ang tanong, yung nag-aantay sa yung work, worth ba ang pay mo? Malamang hindi, di ba? Sabi ka ng isang post may pamangkin ako na medyo may pagkapilosopo din, pero witty. Matalino to. Palagi ang sinasabi niya may isang post siya na sabi niya nag-aral ako ng mabuti. Tapos, nung graduate na ako, eto na pala yung bayad dun sa pinagpapaguran ko, sabi niya. Parang, magkano? Yung minimum wage? 400 something? Yeah. 400 pesos something per day, yung minimum wage. So, yun. Yun yung resulta ng pag-aaral mo at pagtatapos mo. Kasi sa Pilipinas, whether we like it or not, dalawang bagay lang yan. It's either you are unemployed, kasi maraming mga tao ang walang trabaho sa ngayon, or you are underemployed. Underemployment kasi ang taas ng pinag-aralan mo, pero you will end up sa isang mababang posisyon and your employer will tell you, lahat kasi nagsisimula dyan sa baba. Diba? So, no choice ka. Kung binigay sa'yo yung trabaho, like, for example, janitor, diba? Doon nagsisimula daw sa baba. So, siguro, after isang dekada, aakyat ka din. Pwede ka rin umakyat sa 4th floor, doon ka maglinis. Diba? Para makaakyat ka. Ganon kasi. That's why brain drain, you cannot blame people from going abroad. Diba? Kasi nga po, kapag ka nandito ka lang sa bansa natin, alam mo na mahirap masenso sa sarili mong bansa. But, there's a big but. Merong chance. Malaki ang chance. Nasa diskarte yan. Ito na naman tayo, diploma o diskarte. Yan. Sasagutin ko tayo. Ang dami ko mga nakita influencers in fairness. Ang dami nag-comment dyan. Ang daming nagpakita ng ng ano, ng mga nalalaman. Hi, Shara. Shara TikTok finds. Sarah TikTok finds. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, no, no. Refresh daw ako, Day. Wait lang, Day. Live will end in 4 minutes. Ah, okay. Okay, okay. No need to refresh. Okay lang. Wag na, Day. Okay na sa akin. Mag-end na lang siya. No problem. Sabi ng okay na, Day eh. Ayan. Ang kulit din neto. Wait lang, guys. I-end ko lang tong sa TikTok ko. Makulit siya. Sabi ng okay lang. TikTok. Mag-i-end na.